Hello, this is Dr. Albanese. Welcome back to another edition of Health Talk. This week, what I'd like to talk about is actually a question I've been asking patients. What is the difference between the heart of somebody who's alive and somebody who's deceased? What is the difference between those hearts? Actually, the matter itself, the heart itself is the same. The difference is one heart is expressing life. Where does that come from? Well, your brain will send messages through your spinal cord, out the nerves, to every organ of the body, in this case the heart. Well, those messages are what coordinate intelligence within that organ, to coordinate the function of that organ. So if there is interference in that line of communication with those messages, now the organs, they still function, but not at an optimal level. If there's a total cutoff of those messages or that life force to the heart, it doesn't work at all. So when we look at life, when we look at how your body functions, your brain is what coordinates all of that. Your heart beats, your stomach digests food, your lungs breathe, without you consciously having to think about it. Now, how does that take place? Well, your brain is constantly working to acclimate you to your environment. The changes that are occurring inside and outside the body every second have to be analyzed by your brain, and then your brain sends messages through the nervous system to every part of your body, every cell, every organ, every muscle, to coordinate a change in your body's function. Well, if there is interference in that line of communication, as a chiropractor, what I focus on is correcting that interference or removing that interference. A condition called a subluxation is when your spine misaligns and interferes with the messages going to the organs, muscles, messages that are traveling through your nervous system. When those messages are interfered with due to a subluxation, I perform a chiropractic adjustment that removes that interference to help restore those messages, that line of communication. Because if your brain is no longer communicating with your body, it will not function. Now, if there's a poor line of communication, then the expression of life decreases. So you're never stagnant. You're never just existing. You're either moving towards health or towards sickness, disease, and eventually death. So if we can constantly be removing interference or stress to your body and give your body what it needs in terms of how we eat, move, think, rest, sleep, now your body will move towards health and you'll exhibit a fuller expression of life. So the difference between those two organs is one is receiving that life force or those messages from the brain without interference, and it expresses health or function. The other one is cut off from that communication and no longer can exhibit health or function. So as a chiropractor, I don't treat conditions. What I do is I help restore health by removing interference, and your body is what does the healing. I cannot heal anyone. No one can heal. A pill, a surgery can't heal. They can save lives, get you through crisis. But in terms of health, health comes from within. Health has to be from within your body. You are the healer. See, I just remove interference and assist your body in the healing process. That's why it's important for everyone to be checked for subluxation, whether you have an infant, young children, or adults, because pain is only associated with about 10% of a nerve. 90% of the nerve has to do with function. So in the absence of pain, your body still may not be exhibiting optimal expression of life and health. So it's very important to get checked for subluxation, and if there is a subluxation, to perform an adjustment to remove that interference. So this question got a little bit deeper than probably you thought with the analysis of what is the difference between the hearts, but in answering that question, we come to the essence of what health is and ultimately what life is. So I appreciate you being here. We look forward to seeing you next week for another installment of Health Talk. Be well.